backwards walking, running, pulling a sled, you've probably seen it by now. But is it actually as good as people make it to be?
Well, I had 5 years of chronic knee pain. I snapped my kneecap in half when I was 16. I had ACL, meniscus, tendon and cartilage damage. I woke up for a year straight where my knee was so stiff in the morning that my wake up alarm would be my knee snapping into the right place, grinding all my gears inside my knee. I have actually used, and I have now backwards walked in some capacity pretty much every day for the last 3 years, and my knee health is rolling.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's all I can say really when I hear this, and that's the reason we want to make this video, to break this down in more detail. Obviously, it's not just backwards walking that got you there, but it was a big part of it, and also for me was a big part of it.
Yeah,
right?
And funny fact, the first time I actually ever did the backwards sled, because that's the game changer on the internet, my knee actually inflamed. Right, so we want to give you a full guide on how to get started, what to do, all that kind of stuff, so you can actually use this and implement it into your own life, not just try and follow some exercise that you see on Instagram that everyone says is good, but then it doesn't work for you, because there's reasons why it's not working.
Yeah, and this is really for everyone, not just if you have knee pain, right? If you have knee pain, this can be a game changer, but this is really reversing a lot of damage that we've done to our body through just going forwards, just trying to jump higher, running faster and starting to break down, right? So we want to emphasize the importance of backwards walking and really get you clear on why we're doing this.
So why is this so important? Well, one thing that we know, that with degeneration of the knee joint, our quads don't activate the same. Then our quads get smaller. And we know that bigger quads in proportion to the rest of the muscles is actually going to result in less knee pain.
And the great thing about backwards walking is that you can get that quad pump again really slowly at your pain-free level. Now, why does it work for so many people to start working at their pain-free level? Because, well, if you look at what backwards walking actually is, it's the exact opposite of what you're doing going forwards, right? Slamming the heels into the ground, not having the quads activate. Now, if we look at backwards walking, we're not slamming the heel into the ground. We land softly and smoothly with our toes. We roll, we absorb these forces. We have the knee in a position where the quads are able to activate much easier, right? And we take one step at a time, and through repetition we can rebuild that connection that we've lost, right? Or that our brain simply has not allowed us to have because it switched off the quads as a defense mechanism, as a safety mechanism, because you've been struggling with knee pain.
So the aim of the game is really major blood flow to the quads, and then that blood flow into the quads will then go into the tendons, the ligaments, the cartilage, all that kind of stuff. We were told for years and years not to go over toes, and this is the lowest level of knees over toes training. We know that there's pressure on the knee when it goes over toe, and we want that pressure, but at the level you can handle it, and this is a really great way to get started. You get super high reps, loads of blood flow, very little tissue breakdown, and you can progress really well. You can literally, if your knee's really bad, really stiff, just start walking outside. Take your shoes off, go into the grass, walk backwards 5, 10, 15 minutes, and you're going to start to get some movement in your knee. The hamstring is going to pull the knee up. You're going to push through the quads. We know that movement is medicine. This rest, ice compression, elevation that people are saying, that's not going to work for everyone. If your knee is not getting the movement, it's not getting the nutrients it needs to actually thrive.
And that's why we want to really emphasize this way of starting at your pain-free level, right? Once you can do just walking backwards on the grass, on flat ground, worst case even in a pool where you take off some gravity, then you can start going outside and actually look for a mountain, right? A slight incline, somewhere where you can walk backwards uphill. Okay, because that's gonna have some more gravity pull down on you, and it's gonna make it a little bit more intense, but it still gives you that freedom of, okay, you're just walking backwards, you can stop at any time, you're not pulling any weight, you're just working with your body weight.
100%, and then the next thing you wanna do is one of two things, either find a turn off treadmill or find a sled. A lot of people that I spoke to think that they can walk backwards on the treadmill and have it turned on. That's not really the case. The thing we're looking for here now on this next stage is the resistance. So we want to use that internal wheel, that internal resistance that it's got to actually push the tread. Your gym owners might not like it so much, but it's going to be beauty for your knees. And you want to go until you get 10 out of 10 quad pump on this. We want to start picking up the pace. We want to really go hard on this.
Yep, and the better you get, the faster you can go. You want to really start slow, and over time as you go for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, go a little bit faster, go a little bit faster. Try and really get yourself to step behind your knee on each step, right? So if you look from a side angle, you want to see the ankle now behind your knee, taking the step from there, loading that knee, pushing through it.
And then the last option is a sled. This actually gives some resistance, and there's nothing that quite feels like a sled. if your gym has a sled, thank the high heavens. That's what I'm freaking saying.
Yeah, sled, if you've never done it so far, especially going backwards, you will feel a burn, right? It's gonna be intense, but the good thing about sled really is that you could add too much weight, but then you're simply not gonna be able to pull it. So we encourage you to increase the resistance over time, because there is not high risk if you respect these two principles, right? Not working through pain and still nailing down the form, right? Because if we put too much weight on, we're not nailing down the form anymore. We don't want that. If we put too much weight on, it's moving, but you're working through pain. We don't want that either, right? Yeah. That's the two main principles. If you respect those, then you're gonna have this helping you.
Exactly, and we still use this to this day. I sled every single session 5 days a week. I'm in the gym doing upper body, lower body. I can still do the sled because there is not much tissue breakdown, so you can recover really, really fast from it. That's the benefit of the sled. For some of our clients coming off ACL surgery, this kind of stuff, we get them to do it multiple times a day, because you can recover so quickly from it, depending on how you are recovering from your other training as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And the great thing is really with the sled, we're talking mainly about knee issues here, but it's really a lower body, almost a cardio exercise already, right? Because if you're struggling with knee pain for so long, it's also going to be hard to get some cardio in, right? And this is knee gains at the same time as cardio, as well as strength gains for your whole lower body, right? Because you're pushing through these ankles, right? You're strengthening the calves, you're strengthening the quads. You're really strengthening the whole lower body by doing that, getting the cardio in and getting these knee gains at the same time. What more do you really want?
100%. We hope that was clear, and that's really got you being able to go and have an actual plan for getting these backwards walking and actually improving with this. And again, this is only one step in our entire system, but we think it's a step that can help a lot of knee injuries.
Yeah, the better your knee is feeling before the session, the more you can push. We're gonna go deeper into this and how we progress from here in future videos. So make sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. Leave any comments that you have in the comment section below as well. We wanna have you really clear on this, and we'll hope to see you in the next video. As always,
let's make ballers bulletproof again.
See you in the next video.